new record for visitors into the Emirate. What particularly has driven growth? Why have you got more people coming?
So it's yes, 5% increase in visitor arrivals. A big part of what drove it was some of our new hotels that had opened on the market. We had the Sofitel in Al Hamra that had opened, as well as the new Anantara in Mina Al Arab. So that drove additional inventory into the destination. But on top of the 5% visitor arrival growth, we also had 12% increase in tourism revenue, which is a significant amount that we were able to reach 1.5 billion dirhams in tourism revenue. This has almost doubled over the last few years. So for us, that's driven by great growth in average rate and also the diversity in our source markets.
Are tourists spending more, or is it that hotels are becoming more expensive? What do you know about how that spend breaks down?
Yeah, so we actually look at revenue per visitor. So we break it down, and they are spending more. So the destination has a lot more to offer, whether it's the attractions that we have on Jebel Jais or some of the new offerings that are taking place from a cultural perspective. So consumers are coming to the destination. They're staying longer, so our average length of stay has grown to 3.65, and the average rate of the destination has grown by 12%. So that has had a great impact on spend, and we're happy to see that happening.
Those record numbers, though, we've got 5% growth, which is great, but it is
Mhm.
slower than growth in the last couple of years, 8% roughly in 2023, just over 15% in 2022. So the curve's flattening a little bit. Is that a concern?
Not at all. And I'll tell you the reason is our growth is limited by the number of new hotel keys that come on the market. So right now we're at about 8,000 keys in the market. And as I mentioned, we only had two hotels that opened last year, which was the Sofitel and the Anantara. But over the next few years, Brandy, we are doubling the number of hotel keys in the market, and we're tripling the number of tourists. So the more rooms that come on board with our hotel partners, the better the growth is. But what we are getting is we're getting a better customer to come to the destination. So even though it's 5% growth in visit arrivals, the 12% impact on GDP has been phenomenal growth. So better customer, and it's good for us.
Well, that rate matters because, of course, you've got very punchy targets. You want to more than double the amount of people who are coming in just 5 years. What's the plan for that, and how much is that pop expected to happen once the Wynn opens its doors?
Oh, absolutely. There will be a huge increase, and the wind's 1,500 keys, but we're still going to be responsible as a destination to 15 to 20,000 new keys that are going to be in the market. I think the way we're going to be able to do it is we're looking at some of our key source markets. Take China, for example. China has now crept up into our top 10 markets, and we've boosted our visibility with partnerships with Huawei and Trip.com. And those are the source markets that we're focused on. In addition to that, we've improved our connectivity into Ras Al Khaimah International Airport. So we have new direct flights from great destinations like Poland, Uzbekistan, Romania, Saudi Arabia with our partnership with Air Arabia. So lots of new connectivity, new source markets, new hotels coming. The destination's only going to be booming more and more.
How much capacity actually is at the airport? How many more direct flights could you bring in there?
So right now we had another record year at the airport. I don't know if the numbers are official yet, but there we. So I don't know if I could share those
I
numbers
think you
with you,
could.
but but we've had, I believe, over 650,000 passengers that have come into the airport. So I think that's a bit of an exclusive. I hope our friends at the airport will be okay with that. But our goal is to get to 2 million passengers into the airport, and we are growing that capacity. It's a fantastic airport that's easy in, easy out, and the connectivity for us is only going to grow substantially.
What is gaming going to add to that, Raki, in terms of the percentage pop? How much of a difference is it going to make to the numbers overall?
I think it's going to get you a different type of customer base that's come. I mean, at the end of the day, the source markets that matter to us are all going to be people that are going to come for the variety of options that the Wynn will that will offer, whether it's the restaurants, the attractions, the entertainment. But the whole destination, Brandy, is growing. When you look at the number of hotel keys that are coming, the different brands, it is something to really be excited about as a destination of the future.
Well, let's look at business travel, because the other thing that you've got coming up in Ras Al Khaimah is a brand new business district. We've seen the first offices
Yes.
and residences around those offices announced for RAK Central. What are you seeing in terms of business travel, and what are you projecting?
So right now the destination is a heavily leisure destination. I would say probably over 80% of our business is leisure driven. With the advancements of RAK Central, and we've already broken ground on that. The project is moving at a substantial rate. That's going to diversify our customer base. You add on to that RAK that has over 14,000 licenses, the RAK Digital Asset Oasis that's attracting a lot of from that industry, and the robust offerings from RAK Bank. We are attracting a new type of customer that's going to come, work, live, and thrive in the destination. I would say that business customer is going to grow. If I can just add a caveat to that, if you look at our MICE business year on year has grown 15%, which means today the MICE market is if I consider it as a source market, it's in our top 5 source markets right now. So that business growing, you layer on top of it everything that's coming into RAK Central. The destination's going to have a pretty diverse outcome, and 2025 is looking great for us.
Raki Phillips, CEO of the Ras Al Khaimah Tourism Development Authority. We're obviously broadcasting from the Gulf here at Emirates Golf Course, but next weekend I understand that it will be your turn to play host to the Gulf.
It is. We're welcoming the Ras Al Khaimah Golf Championship, and we are so excited. So practice today, and then come on over next week for the big deal.
Dubai Eye 103.8.
Join the conversation.